One of the biggest things in Monster Hunter is the music. The music in the franchise has always captivated fans, perhaps to the point of having remixes and covers for the music. The most notable of all the songs are the monsters' theme songs. These theme songs are what make our hunts memorable, epic, and keep us hunting the same monster over and over again. However, there are battle themes, while good, just take up the lack of themes other monsters should have had. I am ReaverJolt, and this is the top 10 monsters that need their own theme songs. Now before we get started, this list is of course for my own opinion and experience. I also have an honorable mention, Odogaron. This is a monster that has a fight that's memorable and never ceases to amaze. But despite that, it doesn't have its own theme song. But the reason it didn't make it on the list is because even though it doesn't have its own theme song, the Rotten Vale theme suits it best. And it's the song that most fans associate with it. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the list. In at number 10, we have Duramboros. I'm a little bit surprised that this thing doesn't have its own theme. I say a little bit because this monster isn't very popular, which is why it's lower on the list. The main reason this monster deserves its own theme song is because the fight is so unique in its own right, and it's fought in jungles and mountain areas. You'd think that this walking mountain with a club as a tail would be enough for its own theme song, but no. The theme song that seems to suit it the most in my opinion is the Misty Peaks battle theme. If this thing had its own theme, something like the Misty Peaks battle theme would be it. In at number 9, we have Gravios. This monster's battle is interesting. It's a big and menacing flightless wyvern that shoots beams that have their own sound effects. Gravios is a monster I've always liked and deserves its own theme song. However, fighting it in the Primal Forest is the worst because the theme song in that area is underwhelming. I mean, come on now! Unfortunately, there isn't any theme song in the main series games that would suit it best, but there is one song that does. The Dovan Volcano battle theme from Monster Hunter Stories is the one that suits it best. If this was its theme song, the fights with it would be so much more enjoyable. In at number 8, we have Malfestio. I was considering not putting it on the list, but after hearing the Deserted Isle theme while fighting it, I just had to! Malfestio is a Jester Owl bird wyvern that has unique status ailments that invert your controls. As annoying as that is, it's even more annoying that this thing doesn't have its own theme. Now before you say, it doesn't need a theme because it's a bird wyvern and that species isn't high tier. Well then how do you explain Yangaruga then, huh? It has its own theme, and it's a high tier monster. Oh, and would you look at that? It's a bird wyvern! Okay, I do know that Malfestio is a lower tiered monster, but that's not an excuse to say it doesn't need a theme song. On top of that, all of the raptor-like bird wyverns share a theme that's specific to them. Anyway, Malfestio needs a theme song that fits the Jester Owl gimmick it has. Unfortunately, I can't find any theme song that would fit it, so you guys will have to tell me in the comments what type of music does that. In at number 7 is Ignactor. Now the only reason Ignactor is on the list is because the other volcano areas you fight it in have themes that don't really fit Ignactor at all. Yeah, these themes just don't blend well with it. Now the one that does fit, have a listen. Now if this was the theme song for Ignactor, I definitely think it would suit Ignactor better than the first two themes. I absolutely love Ignactor, but fighting it in those other volcano maps just isn't the same without the 3rd gen Volcano Theme. In at number 6, we have the Celtus Queen. Ever since I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I always associated it with the Heaven's Mount theme song. But unfortunately, she doesn't have a theme song of her own, and instead has themes like this. I mean, come on, this is a joke. I always loved fighting the Celtus Queen in the Heaven's Mount. In other maps, fighting it is less enjoyable, and a majority of that has to do with the battle themes in those areas. Don't get me wrong, I still love fighting the Celtus Queen. I just wish she had her own theme song. In at number 5 is Kirin. So for the most part, all Elder Dragons have their own respective theme songs, with Kirin being the only exception. My question is, why? Why give every other Elder Dragon their own battle theme, but not what is effectively a lightning unicorn? You'd think they'd give Kirin some kind of music to make its battle intense, but no. Instead, it just shares about every other area specific battle theme with other monsters. Now, if I was to choose a theme song specific to Kirin, this is what I would choose. The Forlorn arena theme, in my opinion, would fit Kirin. Kirin gets more hate than it deserves, especially in Monster Hunter World. If it had its own theme song, I think Kirin would get so much more respect from fans even if the fight is annoying. In at number 4 is Lagiacrus. Okay, really? How? It's a flagship monster from the 3rd gen games and is a fan favorite by a lot of people. You'd think that they would give a flagship monster its own theme song, right? Wrong! Now, unlike the other entries on this list, there are a good number of area-specific themes that actually work for Lagiacrus, the most notable one being the Deserted Isle battle theme. I think I would have picked something else personally, but I think most people are going to associate Lagiacrus with that theme song. It's honestly baffling to me that they wouldn't give Lagiacrus its own theme song considering it's a flagship monster. I mean, it was bad enough that he was scrapped from being in Monster Hunter World, but the fact that he doesn't have a theme is just silly to me. In the number 3 spot, we have Barioth. In the 2nd generation, we get Tigrex. It got its own theme song. And in the game after that, we got Nargacuga. It also got its own theme song. In the 3rd gen, we get Barioth, which got its own... Wait, what? Are you kidding me? We have a trio of pseudo-wyverns that have their own themes, except Barioth? Ah! Barioth is coming to Iceborne, and it doesn't have its own theme song. That's just dumb. Why does this awesome saber-toothed wyvern share the same theme song as this ugly leech? Why does it share the same theme song as a street shark? Why does it share the same theme song as a monkey that looks like it got bonked on the head 1,000 times? Why? I gotta calm down. I'm making a big deal out of a silly thing. I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Let's just get on to the next entry. In at number 2, we have Diablos. I jinxed myself, didn't I? Okay, first off, Diablos has been a big deal in the franchise since the 1st generation. This Triceratops bull mix surely has a theme song, right? I figured. Okay, so the desert map from the 1st gen has a theme that fits Diablos, but I think this other theme fits him better. Have a listen. The Sandy Plains theme song is in my opinion the best theme for Diablos. But wait, why is this entry number 2?
I'll tell you the reason.
Okay, what is it?
The reason this entry is number 2 is because Bloodbath Diablos has its own theme.
What? Wait. So you're telling me that a deviant version of Diablos that only released not long ago gets its own theme song, but not the original Diablos that's been around for over a decade? Ah! Okay. I'm going to pretend like that never happened and move on. It never happened. It never happened. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Let's move to number 1. In at number 1, we have Rathalos and Rathian. I'm going to take one last deep breath, and I'm going to get through this entry one way or another. Okay, so let me get this straight. The mascot of the entire Monster Hunter franchise and his female counterpart don't have their own theme songs. They've been around since the very beginning, and yet they don't have their own theme. Are you kidding me? Now, I don't mind Rathian not getting a theme song as much, because she'd share it with Rathalos anyway. But Rathalos, the monster that represents the entirety of the franchise, does not have his own theme song? Is this some kind of joke? You can't be serious. The song that most people associate him with is the Verdant Hills battle theme, which I might add has been used to represent Rathalos several times in other forms of media, like Smash Bros. Ultimate. Or what about the cutscene in Monster Hunter World introducing Rathalos? Now let's compare it to the Verdant Hills theme. Now, of course, watching that cutscene, I'd imagine he keeps the theme song in battle, right? So let's find out. What? Nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more like this, consider liking the video. If there are any monsters I missed, let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing and turning on the bell to keep up with my uploads. And as always, be kind to one another and have a most wonderful day.